Okay, Eric, we have a new release of Storage Foundation coming out in December.
That's right.
Can you tell us what's new, what's going to be coming out with it?
Sure. I'll go ahead and quickly cover the high points of what's coming out in that release. The most major change in the 6.2 release of Storage Foundation is platform extensions for a couple of key features of ours. In the 6.1 release, we introduced a couple of new major features. One was Smart I/O caching, and the other one was flexible storage sharing. On release, this was limited to the Linux platform, but with the 6.2 release, we extend that platform coverage to both Solaris and AIX. So for the Smart I/O and flexible storage sharing features, those will now be available on the Solaris and AIX platforms. And you can refer to some of the other Infobits videos for a little bit more information on Smart I/O and flexible storage sharing. Another key feature that is coming out in this release is based on customer use cases for how they were employing Smart I/O in VM environments was the desire to be able to use vMotion with virtual machines that had Smart I/O cache objects enabled on them. And we support that now in this release with something called Smart Pools, which will allow a new Smart I/O object to be created on the fly when a virtual machine is vMotion from one physical system to another. So we'll be able to create the Smart I/O cache object in the same fashion that it existed on the previous virtual machine. Of course, you won't take the contents of that cache over with it. That will have to be repopulated. But the Smart I/O cache object will be recreated upon vMotion with the same characteristics it had before the vMotion event. Finally, as far as the major changes, is improved database performance on Fusion I/O, SSD, and flash drives. And this is through something called Atomic I/O, which eliminates double buffered write operations with Fusion I/O and SSD flash, Fusion I/O, SSD, and flash drives.
Okay. Now, one thing, if I remember right, with vMotion support, there's actually the requirement for using the VDMP software. Is that right?
Yes. This requires a DMP for VMware. I believe it's license enabled when you have an SFHA license for Linux. Mm-hmm. So if you have an SFHA license for Linux, it's enabled there. Virtual VDMP is required for that to work.
Okay, great, fantastic. Well, this is definitely a very quick, high-level overview for what we have available in the new 6.2 release. We appreciate you taking us through the high points of it.
Okay, Bob.